Good afternoon, my name is Kaveen Parthiban, and I'm a student at the Australian International School of Malaysia. It is a great pleasure to be here today and to share my own thoughts on my holistic learning experience at AISM and give an insight on how it's going to prepare me for the future and how it is. Public speaking hasn't always been something I've enjoyed or been remotely able to do. When I was 13 in year 7, I took part in the Hague International Model United Nations, commonly known as THESA in Singapore. I thought that speaking at the conference was not going to be any more difficult than speaking in front of my classes. I was completely overwhelmed. This wasn't really the reality. I felt I only spoke twice across the 4 days of the conference. Moreover, that same year, I was part of the debating team. And there was one moment where, even though I had my speech in my hands, I remember just freezing in front of everyone, and my mind just went blank. They weren't pleasant experiences, but they made me realize that there's so much more that I don't know. This is when the phrase, the more you know, the more you don't know, really got embedded into my mind. The school the following years has presented me with opportunities to hone my public speaking skills and to acquire self-confidence, which at the young age of 13, I never thought I would have needed. Standing here today without terribly shaky legs, I think is some sort of improvement. And thank you. However, the opportunities I've gained have ranged far and wide. I've had the privilege of participating in regional sporting competitions, mathematic competitions, musical evenings, and gone on many community service trips. As well as mentioned before, I was part of the Model United Nations and debates. Not only have I pursued my passions, but the rewards I've reaped have been plentiful. My continued involvement in THESA and the World Scholars Cup, a debating, essay writing, and a multiple choice challenge competition, has developed my interpersonal and collaborative abilities while interacting with fellow students. Additionally, it has enhanced my critical thinking and analytical skills to argue a case. I believe that by being encouraged to be part of such events, and by being exposed to new learning environments beyond the confines of the classroom, has made me more receptive and open-minded. All of these events are not requirements of the curriculum. I've noticed their adverse influence on my progression and development in school. Economic development, disarmament, crime and justice, and mythologies are a few of the many topics that have aided and complemented my own learning within AISM, that sometimes the limitations of time within the classroom has not enabled me to grasp. The knowledge and skills I've garnered from these experiences, I believe, will last me a lifetime. And it's helped me in my day-to-day life and has made me become an active learner. And that learning is not just within the classroom, but it's much more than that. That it's everywhere you go, it's everywhere you interact. It's not just within the walls of the school. And this is why I believe that it has made me become a continuous learner. Furthermore, last year as part of the school's program, for year 10 students, we were required to take up a week-long work experience. I took up a position at a law firm here in Kuala Lumpur and was under the guidance of a lawyer in the dispute resolution division. I was always curious as to how their day-to-day lives run, but even more curious as to what the working environment was like. It was new territory for me, and I felt it was important at that time to be exposed to and to explore this unknown. Of course, I was shocked the first day I was there, seeing stacks and stacks of documents and files. But engaging with others and completing tasks in such a professional environment was rewarding, to say the least. It was also a chance for me to experience firsthand that this was truly something that I wanted to pursue. This is the path that I would take. It was eye-opening. It makes me feel a little less afraid of what my life could be like beyond school, which I think is relevant today and truly helps me prepare for tomorrow. But in saying this, I think there are two important factors that influence my learning experience at AISM that goes past the scope of the curriculum. These two factors are relationships and comfort. I honestly believe having a good relationship with a teacher is vital in finding motivation and passion in a subject, whilst being the most favorable conditions for learning. We used to play touch rugby after school on a Friday, and we're part of the school orchestra and school bands. This is where I believe the social and academic spheres really complement each other and facilitate the ability of students to learn. It definitely aided my ability to learn. Moreover, I remember watching a TED Talk a couple of years back by Rita Pearson, where she talks about the value and importance of relationships in learning. by quoting James Comer as saying, "No significant learning occurs without a significant relationship." And she also heard a colleague say, "They don't pay me to like the kids," to which she replied, "Kids don't learn from people they don't like." I couldn't agree enough with these statements, as the relationship I had was enriching and fulfilling. And just like what the previous speakers were saying about a personal connection, and that you can't really have this with technology or AI. And by having this relationship, I think this really pushed me to find motivation and to study and to achieve what I thought was my best. Secondly, I believe comfort is essential when in a learning environment. 2 years ago, my dad got a job posting back in Tanzania, a place I called home for 8 years when I was a child. There was a possibility I would have had to move back too. At that time, I had 4 years left of school, and my parents were contemplating whether it was the best option to move the whole family abroad again. But one morning on the way to school, my mother asked, "Are you comfortable here? Because if you are, there's no point in swapping now." I guess that question rang a bell. I soon began to realize that it may take me a long time to adapt back to the community and to that school. Especially in my final few years, my family felt it was crucial that I stay in a place where I felt comfortable to ask questions, explore, and take risks. They knew the curriculum there was just as good, but they were more concerned about where I felt comfortable. And although my dad and I now live apart, and perhaps only see each other twice a year, he felt that was the best decision for me, and he made the decision himself, along with my family. And he felt that was being apart for these final 2 years was, and me being comfortable was very, very important. But in saying all of this, I guess I'm still afraid. Afraid of what the future will be like when I enter the workforce. Of course, I do believe the world will be more interconnected, as it is now. But what I do feel is this will bring along a great level of scrutiny. There'll always be a close, watchful eye, monitoring what you do, which is an uncomfortable prospect. I guess you could say a lack of individual privacy is what I'm scared of. I'm also slightly afraid of the possibility of not finding a career that I will enjoy. People always say, do what you enjoy, not something that you'll hate for the rest of your life. But I find that even at this stage, I'm not sure what I enjoy. I'm not sure what courses to pursue in the future. And I fear that I may be doing something that I dread, or find that what I enjoy may not happen if the journey to it takes too long. However, in spite of all my fears, it's not to say my time in school is not preparing me to face the world. It truly is, and all the experience I've obtained has been valuable. The school has done a tremendous amount for me, to be open to all the possibilities that lie beyond the school's walls, that I can only be thankful for. The exposure and skills I've acquired, and the opportunities and support I have received from my holistic education at AISM is preparing me to face life beyond school. It makes the ever-nearing future less daunting than it could have been. Thank you.